Thank you very much, everyone, for attending. My name is Ben Pennington. I'm managing partner of Polaris Media. We are a maritime specialist PR and marketing company, and I'm vice president of the Chicago Propeller Club and regional vice president for the Great Lakes as well. We'd like to start by thanking Tom Blakely and the Chicago Shipmasters for inviting us to be part of today, and to our sponsors, Steve Putnam from Aderco and Travis Okovich from Intact, I hope I've said States in the 1920s. Now, as a club, we've had a terrific last year. We've rechartered, we've held 5 events, we've had hundreds of attendees, 20 sponsors. We're hoping to get more sponsors today. And we've brought some silverware to Chicago because we were named Propeller Club of the Year. So please do get your picture taken with the trophy. Chris tells me it's not so much silverware in America. Hardware. It's hardware. So get your picture taken with the hardware. Very much building on what you're doing with the Shipmasters. And as we've said before, we are only as strong as our membership. And it's really a message to the Shipmasters and everyone here today to renew your membership and support us. We are only as strong as our team. And the Great Lakes and Midwest, we are a maritime giant, but we've got to get the message out there. We've got a new administration that's thrusting maritime to the forefront of the political and news agenda. And the era of sea blindness is really over. And it's key that we here in the Great Lakes and the Midwest get behind this higher profile and make it clear to the Trump administration that the waterways and the Great Lakes are open for business and critically underused. And I know I've spoken to Eric about this and Ian about this and all the guys at ports of Indiana and around the Great Lakes and on the inland waterways. The Mississippi and the tributaries only carry 14% of intercity freight, and the Great Lakes is at 50% capacity, and that is declining at the moment. So we have got a job to do. We really need to up our game. On the Great Lakes, for example, it can be quicker to move a container via the St. Lawrence Seaway direct to the heartland of America than it is to rail it from a congested East Coast port. And we've got to get that message out there. It's just not well known enough among the freight forwarding community. And I think it's also vital that we point out that the lakes and rivers are cheaper, require less fuel, produce fewer emissions than rail or truck. And okay, I'm preaching to the converted here, but we've got to get that message out there. It's not well appreciated enough in the US or in Europe. Also, the new Ships Act, proposed piece of legislation. This is the biggest piece of maritime legislation since the 1930s and aims to build 250 new ships in the next 10 years and launch a massive maritime industry recruitment campaign. I think this would be phenomenal for the Great Lakes and the Midwest, but we've got to get out there and network together, share those opportunities together so we can be that Midwest maritime giant. Otherwise, that business is going to go elsewhere, as it has with the steel industry. It's going to go south. We've got to say, we are a maritime superpower here. We want that business here. We've got to make it clear to Trump. He's a man who listens to the media, and we've got to get into the media. We've got to raise awareness. So, I'm going to get off my soapbox now, because Eric's much better at this than I am. So, we've got some new faces and some new members here. Jeremy Nichols from Northern Marine. Jeremy and the team, wonderful to see you. Barge operator, real Midwest success story. Angie Richler from Stantec. Angie. Brian Boyd from Fisher Cranes. Mark Stevens, Navy Pier. Ron Estrada from Chicago Hounds Rugby. Ron, bringing professional rugby to Chicago. It's my favourite game. It's a fantastic sport. Great fixture last weekend. They've got a blockbusting fixture this weekend against the champions. Ron's going to tell us about that in a second. Eamon Cummins from the Pied Piper Group. Eamon, where are you? One of Chicago's best networked people, the true fixer. Pete Joyce from British Steel is here. Thank you, Pete. So some dates for the diary. May the 14th, salute to Congress in DC. That's with the International Propeller Club head office. May the 22nd, Maritime Day, Blessing of the Fleet Cruise with City Cruises, our sponsor. August the 13th, a reception with the American Great Lakes Ports Association. That was a super event last year. Fantastic networking. And October the 8th, City Cruise with Wendella, Mike McElroy, wherever Mike is. Thank you, Mike. It just goes for me to say, follow us on LinkedIn, sign up for the newsletter on our website, have a picture with the trophy wherever the trophy's gone. Who's got the trophy? Mike, come on, get it round. Okay, so our first speaker today, I think he's listening, you're never quite sure, is Eric Varela, the boss of the Port of Chicago, treasurer of the Chicago Propeller Club. There's been a ton going on at the port over the last few months. Huge amount of funding, and also this new proposal for a tax on Chinese ships. Thank you to Jason Brown at the back there, who's done a huge amount to help us. I made the mistake the other day of saying to Jason that he was in the US Army, and he quickly corrected me that he was in the US Marines. And I just want to say thank you, Jason, and thank you for your service. You've given a huge amount to your country, I know you have. So let's have a round of applause for Jason and his service for the country. Okay, have we got any drinks tickets left? They've been hoovered up. Okay, so it's time to hit the bar, I think. Thanks very much indeed, everyone. See you next time.